My bad, man. My bad. Oh gosh. I forget to turn it on. My bad. Anyways, like I was saying, this is what I'm seeing for this coming up week, guys. Um, we do have a demand zone here. We have a supply zone here. Um, I caught all these right here on these. I caught a trade from here all the way to down here, and then I just keep catching them, guys. As far as whatever the market and whatever it's doing right now, uh I do see a downside, guys, for for the future, but and that's just looking at technicals. That doesn't mean anything. Technicals is not really anything. It's really based off the news and stuff like that, guys, but I like to read the technicals to whatever action is going on right then and there. Um, I know I need to get into my news stuff, but I've been doing fine just lately. Not lately, but I've been doing fine since I've been doing it, since I've changed my settings and stuff like that. But like stuff like this really makes a difference whenever you get really um an FU candle. But as far as where we're going, I think I would say just watch out for these wicks here. Um, Looking at this 60, if you get that crossover, the MACD and the signal line on the 60 right here, we get this crossover. If you get this crossover, guys, I could see it coming back up a little bit and then possibly dropping. So, or we could actually have a bounce and keep coming up. Keep have a bounce from here and keep coming up. So, just depends on what happens here, guys. Just depends on what happens at 6 o'clock tonight. So if we do cross over, I can see this thing coming back up, and then we have a nice drop to the downside, or we can just pre-test this area here, or this zone here. I would say right about here. Test this area here. Either we can break through it, or we can just bounce off of this and come back here. But that's what I would be looking for, guys. So there's a whole bunch of scenarios that can happen. I'm not even going to draw it because anything can happen. So um, but yeah, guys, that's as far as that. We just got to see what happens at 6 o'clock. See where things might go. You All right. You gonna do the S&P futures? All right. I mean, it's the same thing. They pretty much have the same graphs, but yeah, let's check it out. So this is what I see here. First of all, I want to mark these. And then we have one down here. So these are just regular zones, guys. Like I said, if you're looking at the stochastics, I've changed my settings on mine. I don't know how it looks like on regular settings for the stochastics, guys, but um, it looks like from here, if we start losing some volume right here, we get a crossover. Same concept as MQ, guys. We start getting a crossover from here, and to come back down, guys. Then you should be able to probably we might take out these highs right here, maybe a little bit up, and then come back down. But that's what I'm seeing, guys. I'm seeing this thing coming back down. The same thing. We do have another area here. Oh shit, forgot to mark this one. Same thing, guys, right here. So so I would watch out for all these wicks here. Just be careful, guys. Just coming up weak. Um, see, we got some resistance up here already, so we already had this little fake out, little breakout fake out here, and we came back down, retested it, came back down, retested it. So I would just be careful here, see what happens at 6 o'clock. Well, till tomorrow. But I would just now if you look at this, if you start seeing the 7 crossing over the 21, just watch for it to cross over this 50 and then come back to the downside. I got caught this trade right here too. So I would watch out for that one too, guys. I would look for this one. So as far as everything goes, guys, I'm seeing a downplay as of right now. I mean, I know markets aren't open and stuff like that. They will open at 6 o'clock, but that's what I'm seeing. We do have this resistance at the top, guys. So and the stochastics is at its top already. So yeah, that's all I see for that one. There's nothing else. I use everything. I don't just use one thing. I use these are the EMAs. I use trend lines. I use everything. I use support resistance. Every little thing that I see, I use MACD, stochastics. I use everything. I look at every time frame, every second, every moment, and then I look at lower time frames to see what's going on here. Like I see this right here. I look at this. See, I got into a trade right here. Oh shit, y'all can't see it. I got into a trade. When was this? Current win rate is 83%. Um, I got into here and I did exit out right here. That was at what? 147 and then I got out at 202. But I mean it's I've changed my settings, guys. I've changed the settings for my MACD and my stochastics and like I get these kind of plays like reversals. I look for reversals. And then whenever I don't remember this play though, but I got into here, let it come. Oh, I know why. So I got it here and I came back down and I was thinking that we were probably going to flush, but it didn't happen. What happened when it started coming back and retracing back up to this resistance up here, but that's why the reason why I got out of here because I knew we were starting to break out a little bit, but I should have waited a little longer. But then again, I saw another reversal here on the 1 minute, so I got into it, and I knew that there was this was a resistance level up here, and I was like, okay, we're not going to probably going to hit up here. So, and I usually like to trace these on the sevens on the if you're looking at the 5 minute. If you're looking at the 5 minute, um, we have all this resistance up here, and well, that's what I was looking at then, I guess. But let me try to see if I remember how I did that. No. Okay, so right then, okay, so at this time I was looking at the MACDs around here, and we were starting to come down on the MACDs, and it was getting lower and lower and lower. It was getting closer to zero, and yeah, yeah. So it's supply and demand. Yes, I was looking at supply and demand, but that's not the only thing I'm actually watching either. I'm actually looking at the indicators, MACDs and the stochastics. I'm looking at EMAs and stuff like that. And if you if you change your settings to your MACDs, guys, you start to see like some people they say they can't see a difference or anything like that, but I mean it's worked well for me. I see I saw this, and then we had a crossover on the MACDs. I think it was on the 5. Yeah, right here on the 5. I got into this play and then I got out here. And then the at this play right here, the stochastics were already to its top because I have different settings for that too. So, oh, this is at 9:30. I got into here and I was expecting, so this was Friday. I got into one, actually, two, three, four. In the morning, I got into some quick plays and then right at 9:40, I got into here and I've been waiting, 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 waiting. And then it came down. I didn't really get much right here. And then I just waited some more and see what was going on with this supply and demand. And then I got into here, started coming down, boom. So, yeah. There is there is a lot of ways. And see the thing, do I do options? No, but if you know how to do options and like if you're watching a futures trader and you know where the levels are at from futures to the equities or whatever stocks, then you should be able to tell where things are. But yeah, I used to do options. I just like doing futures now. But yeah, every once in a while I'll do options, or I'll whenever I go live, I do actually call out option calls. And yes, it is fascinating because there's a lot of ways to be successful, but for some weird reason, people believe that you have to do either their kind of way or it's no way. And that's what I really hate about this, because people criticize you so bad to the point where, like, they start laughing at you or something like that because they think you're stupid. Like, I don't get it. I really don't. Like, they say, what strategy do you use? Or this and that. And I'm like, I use everything. I don't just use just one thing. Yeah, I use supply and demand. Yeah, I use trend lines. Yeah, I use EMAs. I use I use everything. I look at the candles. I look at any kind of manipulation, any kind of glitch within those candles. I mean, it's not just a one thing, guys. And I really hate being criticized over that, but it is what it is. Futures are superior. I like futures. I mean, I like options too. I didn't. The thing about options was you have to, when you get to a certain point, you want to know exactly where you want to get in. So like if it's like a 0.80, you want to get into a 0.40, you don't even know if it's going to go down to that, to 0.40 or $40. Um, you would have to get into, the bids or the ask or whatever. And I prefer the futures because, it's just a click of a button, either buy ask or buy bid, sell ask, sell bid. I mean, it's just easy. It's really easy, guys. But yeah, guys, like I said, come this coming week. Oh, so I do have a mentor. He does work at a firm, a good friend of mine. That is true. Yes. I don't like talking strategies either. What is the best way to learn about charts? The way that I did it was I watched billions of videos. Um, and I mean, I was doing it for like 3 or 4 years and watching a whole ton of videos, look at, books and whatnot. Just do your own research. I mean, you're just gonna have to experience it, guys. I mean, I can't really teach this stuff. Yeah, like the way I see it, guys, and my mentor gets on me. He's like, yeah, it's not about, I know it's not about indicators and don't get stuck in the chart world, chart land and stuff like that, and I should be getting into my news, but that's just a lot of information, guys. I don't like trading news. I just want to see what's going on and I want to see what the algos are doing and I just want to trade off the algos. That's it. So, and I like seeing other people's perspective too, but everybody has their own unique play. Everybody has their own thing. Um, realistically, you shouldn't criticize anybody on how they trade because everybody's unique in their own way. Yeah, I mean, and one trade does not make you a bad trader. So, one trade or one day does not make you a bad trader. Just because you go negative $3 or $5 does not make you a bad trade. I've had people come on here saying, I don't think he's in here, but he still comes in here. I see him and he starts laughing at me and stuff like that because for some reason, every time he comes in, I'm in the negatives, but then later on, I go green. Like, I just don't get it why people would want to hurt other people's feelings. Everybody's unique in their own way. Can we look at AMAT? Let's see. Give me 1 second, fellas. I think somebody asked me about that. Somebody asked me about AMAT. I don't know if it was you or not. Um, Agreed. 90% of trade is discipline anyways. Most who fail aren't yet disciplined. Yeah, most who fail, like it's not it's yeah, it is discipline and everything, but I think it's mainly because they're not at a position where they want to be already there. They want to be already there, and you can't do that, guys. You cannot just be there already, you know? Um, it's not you're not gonna drive a Lamborghini tomorrow, guys. It takes time. Yeah, for AMAC, I can't pull it up on here, guys, because it won't show me, or it won't pop up. But looking at I don't know anything about AMAC, guys, so I don't know. But looking at this right now, um, I would look for a demand zone. So if it goes below 173, 173.18, all the way down to 166, I will start looking for buy uh for long positions, guys. I would just buy because on the daily chart, the stochastics are already bottomed out. What you need to do is look at the weekly, and once that the MACD crosses over, and then the stochastics cross over as well. I use stochastics for like a pre-entry kind of thing, and then I use the MACD as a confirmation. But I'm seeing buys for that. Yes, be in the markets every day is the way to learn. And nobody can teach you this stuff, guys. Like you can't be taught. You can see how people are doing it and then try to come up with your own way to do it. But that's the only way I've done it. Like I've watched people do it. I've tried to understand how other people are doing it, and a lot of people trading is like a Yeah, I don't like doing like news kind of stuff, with earnings and stuff like that. What I do is I let whatever happens happen, and then I'll trade off of people's feelings, their algos and stuff like that. I don't like just getting in just because it might say that Tesla's earning is bad, but then it pumps. And sometimes it's just weird. It's just better just to wait, guys. There's always a tomorrow. Even if it's like what was it last week? It was Friday, 2 days ago, guys. I thought this thing was going to dump. Realistically, I really did, but it didn't. It just stayed in its zone. I really did. It stayed right here, guys. All here, all day. Technicals determine direction despite news. Yep. And see, that's the thing that people get on me for. Like, people laugh at me because of technicals and the way I do them. And I'm just like, well, everybody has their own way of doing things. I've changed my settings, so people aren't not going to understand what I'm talking about. I guess. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it is what it is, guys. If people laugh at you for something, I mean, it's not, I guess it's them because they don't agree with what you're doing. They want people to agree with them. But it is what it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Definitely. Yes. Definitely. So, oh yeah, but like I said, going back to AMAC, guys, I would look for resistance or not, I would look for a support, sometime soon, and then I would buy in. But looking at that monthly, it's looking very strange. Have you ever noticed something that whenever the technicals are at its bottom or at its near top, there's always some weird news or there's always something happening at that point. I've noticed that like if let's say that like the sarcastics already bottomed out to on everything or something like that. You ever notice that news comes out at that point and then something just happens? Like it's just weird. It does. Yep. Something does happen. So that's what I pay attention to, guys. Whenever, let's say the sarcastics are already bottomed out on the, what is it, on the 4 hour chart or on the hour chart. Something weird happens in the news and then everything just goes crazy. Yeah. Yeah, so. But then again, you know what? Then again, my mentor says he doesn't, he's like it's not about the charts. Don't get stuck in chart land. And I respect him, he's a very good friend of mine. Um, sometimes I disagree, with the news and stuff. I there's some things, that disagree, with the news and then you have technicals like you said, it does point a direction and yeah, yeah, it's almost like it's already planned yet. And it's weird that you have like news every single day about something, like a chip not being made or something crazy. It's weird. It's just, there's news every single day about something. Yes. Yes. Well, these people are getting paid for it. They pay the whatever people to take these articles out and say something. I mean, it's already paid for. I mean, even my mentor says that. I mean, it's a simulation. We're in the Matrix, guys. This is the Matrix. Let's be like Andrew Tate, guys. We gotta get out of this. We really do. We gotta get out of the Matrix. But if we do that, guys, they're gonna be after us. So we gotta keep it quiet. All right, let's see. You know what? I might be on later on tonight. Probably I'll be on at 6 o'clock possibly, and then I'll start doing a little bit of trading here and there and see where things are going. I'll be here for another 30 minutes, guys. It's just um so I'm looking at this here. So just depending on what happens here, this is a no, 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 no. I can't say where he works at, but we're here in North Carolina. Um, but as far as this 1 minute goes, if you're looking at this here on the MACDs, guys, um, we do have a key level here, and this is just yeah, fair value gaps, yada yada yada. But I really don't pay it. This is just oh, I learned to see algos from, yeah. And also, have you paid attention to, so whenever you look at the bar time, it shows you when the candles are actually going to close. When they actually close, there's like an actual glitch. Like it either pushes up like dramatically, that something happens. Just pay attention to that. Pay attention to those glitches and pay attention to your stochastics when they actually do move like that. You like using market profile? I don't use that. I know Elliott wave, guys. Elliott wave is something that they use, and I know that. I don't know nothing about it, but I know that's what they do. Um, But anyways, I appreciate people who stream trades, but bro, sometimes they talk too much. Like what? What exactly do you want to hear? Other streamers, bro, they talk and talk, just chill, like let us up. All right, brother. All right, Santos. You too, man. Yeah, I know. I've seen yeah. You know, actually sometimes I actually do that. I talk a lot, but they have to Jeep engage with oh. Like I'm calm and stuff, guys, but you know, sometimes I have I'm pretty sure I have ADD, but like I can just go and go, you know, go on and go on and go on, but all right, so I'm gonna start with this, guys, but the way I see this, the way I'm this is right now, I know I'm aware of this wick right here. I'm aware of this. So I did get into this play right here at the top because I did see a reversal. And if you change, like I said, guys, if you change your stochastics and you get into that right settings, you will have a really good precision, right? I got into this trade here, and now when I got into here, if you're looking at the stochastics right here, it didn't cross over at this candle right here. It didn't cross over. Now, with the stochastics and with the settings that I have, right then and here, right on this spot here, it did cross over already. And then with the MACDs going even lower right here, and then we have volume coming back down, guys. That's the reason why I held it, was because of that. Um, I caught this play from here all the way down here. That was a pretty good play too. It was amazing, guys. And then I caught this other one from here. I think I had two of them. I had one going down and I had the other one coming up here. But I am aware of this. You have to pay attention to this wick here on the 1 minute. All right, we came up looking at the MACDs. We came up. I know y'all can't see it. Sorry about that, guys. All right. All right. So we have this wick here. I pay attention to this here. Now we come up with the MACDs, guys, and then it starts bouncing off this signal line. And that signal line usually a lot of times falls where this 50 is, with this 50 EMA. So you got to kind of like compare things, you know? Um, and then we start heading down and down and down, and that's right there. Whenever you have another crossover like this, and you start heading down, guys, like this, always look for a resistance point uh, at the top of wherever, at the top to wherever it crossed over. So right here, it crossed over here. It came back into that resistance zone. Um, and then it just started falling down. And now, if you're looking right here, guys, we're below this zero. Now you have to be careful with this because on the stochastics, at this point right here, the stochastics is at its bottom. That does not mean that we're going to go and keep running up. And that's what people sometimes get confused, um, because of that. You want to wait until you actually have, let's say, this like until you actually have um like a big fall like this, and then you want the stochastics and the MACD to look exactly the same, kind of. And then if you get like a major push up on this first candle, guys, and then uh you start seeing this spread and get wider and the volume starts coming in, then you should hold your it's this stuff can't be taught, guys. I cannot teach you this stuff. You have to continuously be in the markets and visualize this stuff like continuously, guys. Like it's very hard because same thing right here. It looks different. The MACD looks way different than what the 1 minute did. And if you're looking at this point right here, we did cross over right at this point. Now, on my sarcastics, they crossed over right here. They crossed over here. This is the reason why I got into this play at this point, was right here. Because we did cross over. Now, this is what I'm saying when I go back to when I change my settings to the sarcastics. Um, this is the sarcastics is more like a pre-entry to the probability of what might happen later on, you know. And then you can get in confirmation with the MACDs, you know. So this is the sarcastics would be my pre-entry, and then the MACD would be my confirmation. So that's how I do my stuff, guys. Um, but yeah, like okay, so sorry, I'm going off topic here. So I'm just trying to teach y'all guys this because you know we got to teach each other. Um, you know, like I do go live in the mornings, guys, but I don't do it like I've changed going live for free, guys, and I just done it privately. I have my own you know, own little store that I do. It's only $12, but you know, it helps me out, man. It really does. Um, but as you come down, let's say you're on the 1 minute, right? We're on the 1 minute here. Every time we cross over, let's say we're on the bullish side of things, and then we have another crossover coming back down on the 1 minute, always look back on a resistance zone to the top because it's a lot of times it's going to come back up to a resistance zone. And then if it still keeps falling like this, guys, then, you know, that's a point of entry up here. And most likely nothing wrong with changing with for your, yeah. A lot of times like this, when you have, yeah, guys, so this is not a 12, 26, and 9 setting, guys. This is not a 12, 26, and 9. This is a whole different setting that I have. So whenever you, and it took me a whole year to figure this one out. Like it did. I was messing with all kinds of settings, different numbers, different things, and I finally found one that actually works for me. But when you see stuff like this, guys, like this, and it's just heading down, heading down, heading down. There's no kind of crossovers or anything. Like let's say if you're looking at this, right, and you had a crossover right here, like this thing, it looks where is it at? Okay. And it had a crossover right here and it just came right up. Now, how I would translate this right here, if it started coming down, I would look for something like this. This is how I would translate this. So it's right here. I would look for something like this, guys. Something like this down here. If it did cross over and then we started riding up and the sarcastics rides up and then the MACD starts to ride up, that's how I would translate it, is right here. I would look for a pullback down. I would enter here and then ride it up if it did go bullish and if it started riding up significantly. That's how I would translate it. Um, I understand, guys. It's very, very confusing, but if you see it that way, if you can manage to know how that works, then you would be able to you know, get this stuff. You'll be profitable. So but guys, yeah, so if like I said, guys, I can this stuff can be taught, but I do have to have services for this. It is in the bio, guys, if y'all want to come trade with me from 9:15 until 11 o'clock. Those are my only times I go in, guys. And then I'll jump on here afterwards. I jump on here, but I'm not going to say much or anything. I'm just going to trade. So, or I might not even trade at all, guys, but um that's how I translate my stuff, guys, with using my settings. So, and if you're looking at the 15 here, I'm looking at the 15 here, and we have this resistance right here. We're coming back down. We did hit this 50 a lot. We do have this MACD coming down. Now, if you're looking at it like this, guys, and you have, yeah, we are a little bit above the what do you call it? This the MACD. We are above this histogram here. If you get a crossover on this on the 5 minute, then I would translate that as this, guys. I would look at it, I'll be like, okay, where are my key levels from here? Because a lot of times what it likes to do, it likes to come back down to those key levels, hit them, and then come back up. So I would look at it like this. And if it fails this, if it fails it, if it closes down here and it comes up, it can might retest this or it might come up and retest this, but I would have like a, and this is the weird part about it, guys, because you have to know where to exit. I would put a stop loss right here, actually above this right here. I will put a stop loss right there. If we do come back down and retest it, I would enter right here for a stop, or enter right in this zone for, I know it's weird, guys. I know it's weird, but if you know how to play both sides and know where these zones and know how candles close and all this stuff, and you have to put everything together. It's very confusing, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So, just depending on what happens, the scenario here, you have different things that you can do. Like looking at this, let's say if this played out and we still kept going the same way as we are right now, let's say that this keeps going down, down, down like this, and and the MACD or the signal line does the same thing. We keep coming down like this, guys. Then I would look for shorts. I would wait for this to come back up down to this area here or this area here, go into some shorts and let it test it. And if it breaks out and closes, then, set a stop loss. But looking at this right here, if the MACDs did still follow this movement, then more than likely we might come back down and hit these areas down here. That's how I translate that. And this is the reason why I say I kind of figured that, there's a reason why I feel like this week we're going to be bearish probably. And I know that the MACDs on the 1 hour is on the high, but we already are close to the stochastics being at its highest. And if we get that crossover here, then I would be looking for plays. Um, this is how I would translate it. I would be looking for things like this on the 1 hour, guys. On the 1 hour, this is how I would do it. I would wait for it to come back up, hit this, take all these candles out, come back up here, and possibly drop back down if the MACDs crosses over. If the MACDs crosses over and then I see the stochastics doing the same thing coming back down, since we are at a top already, we're at 70.75. Um, that's how I would translate it, guys. I would wait for a pullback to the top, retest, fake out, breakout, retest, whatever, and then come back down. And if it blows through and retest this, then you just have to risk some things, guys. You have to be careful. Just see how things are working, and yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. This stuff I can't really teach y'all. Yeah, y'all just have to y'all just have to learn as you go. But yeah, I did have this bounce off signal to go higher, and I put this. I think it was last week, or no, it wasn't last week. It was a couple of days ago. I put this bounce off to go higher. Um, so I think it was right here. If we bounced off of this, we would probably go higher. It was right here. And then boom, boom, boom. And then if you're looking at the stochastics, guys, at this point here, what that was at this crossover here, the MACD crossed over here, but on the stochastics, the bottom of that, the bottom of this trade was the crossover of the stochastic. So it was like the pre-entry of going along. But anything can happen, fellas. Anything can happen. So yeah, there is a lot of plays here, guys. On the 1 minute, there's a lot of plays on the 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15. There's a lot of plays, fellas. So you can be right, you can be wrong. You can be right on the 1 minute or wrong on every time frame, guys. So that's it. All right, guys, only a couple more minutes and then I'm going to be out of here. I might be on at 6 o'clock, fellas, um, and see what's going on, or I might not. I don't know. But if y'all want to trade live with me, guys, I do have a store up in the bio on top of TikTok. Y'all see the link up there. I do trade from 9:15 to 11, and let's see if we can catch some tops and take them down to the bottom. Or let's just catch those trades, guys, because it only takes about one or two. I do like to scalp a lot, so um, that's one of the things that I do is scalp too. But if I find an entry where we are at the top of any support resistance, or if we do have a reversal, I will get into them. So I got about 6 minutes, guys. That's it, and I'm gonna get off. Um, let's see. It's the 1 minute. All right. Yeah, guys, so there's just pay attention to these levels here for this coming up week. We have a lot of it too over here. And we have this zone right here, guys. So just pay attention to this zone. If we break through this and it closes, then look for a bounce back up possibly, and then see if it actually comes back down from here. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. I might be back here at 6 o'clock and see what's going on in the markets. Might not, but just be on the lookout, fellas. But go. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And if y'all want to come join my lives on Mondays to Fridays from 9:15 to 11, you're more than welcome to sign up. It's only $12 just for live trades. If not, then that's okay. I will see y'all guys maybe later on, but uh, if y'all do sign up, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow. All right, fellas.